Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. It is the best time of the year, for me at least. It is of course time for me to show you guys what I picked up in the MAC holiday collection for 2020. These are my favorite videos to film, mainly because I get a whole lot more makeup to play with, but they also seem to be your guys' favorite videos to watch. These are some of my most highly viewed videos on my channel, and I always like to get it out as early as possible so that if you do think that maybe you want to pick up any pieces from this collection, it is early enough that even if you don't get in there for the initial launch, they always do at least one restock before Christmas, normally when they launch the second phase, and you can definitely pick stuff up from there. So this year's collection is called the Frosted Firework collection. It is so cute. I'm just so excited. I'm looking at all the pieces next to me and it looks awesome. So this phase, so phase 1 or part 1 or whatever you want to call it, launched on October the 15th, so that's a Thursday. I picked up all of the collection on October the 16th. So yesterday is a Friday. And today is Saturday. It's October 17th. I know I promised you guys I would put this video up yesterday and film it yesterday. So I'll quickly say why I didn't do that, but like really quick because this video is already going to be long enough. Basically what had happened is I worked night shifts on Wednesday and Thursday night. I only got like 3 hours of sleep really early Friday morning, and then I woke up to go get the collection, come home and film for you guys. And as I was going to film, I was putting on like my pre-video makeup or just my makeup to make myself look presentable on camera. And as I did that, I guess my brush, like the glass like vase that I keep my brushes in, was near the edge of the desk and I wasn't paying attention and I knocked it over and it broke, and the little like crystals that are in it that hold the brushes upwards all went everywhere. So that was like a 45-minute cleanup process, and after that I was just defeated and didn't want to do this. But now I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to do this today. So for all of the products that I mention, I will link down below in the description box, list out all of the shade names, and put little URL links so that you guys can go and get them yourselves. As always, I always like to tell you guys what I didn't get in the collection and give you guys a little reasoning why. For this first phase, I only missed out on 3 of the products. So the first part of the collection that I didn't get is something that was an HBC exclusive. If you are American or from Europe, I don't know if you know what the Hudson's Bay is. It's basically like a giant department store in Canada, and a lot of our MACs are kind of situated within a Hudson's Bay, sort of like you guys have your Hudson's or your MACs in a Macy's store. We do have freestanding MAC stores as well, but most malls you'll find a MAC booth in a bay. So that is the case for the MAC that I purchased from. It is inside a bay. So they had a Hudson's Bay exclusive that they launched. You can't get this online, but I'll mention it really quickly anyway. Basically, it was a trio of full-size lipsticks. I didn't pick it up because the colors in it were Velvet, Teddy, Chili, and I believe Cockney, but don't hold me to that. I will double check later and flash if I'm wrong on the screen. It's a really good opportunity to get some really good popular staple matte colors, but again, I either already had the colors or just didn't see the need. I definitely have Velvet Teddy. I've had Chili in the past if I don't still have it, and I had Cockney at one point as well. So there was no point in me getting them, but it is always a good time to pick up sets like that because they're great for gifts, stocking stuffers, and if you're trying to build up your collection, I always feel like Christmas time is one of the best times to do it because they do put out all of the little mini sets so you can get a little bit of everything. Next thing that I didn't pick up this year was the mini brush set. This year's set came in a little bag, as it always does, and it came with 5 brushes. So the brushes that it included were a 423, when I say SES, it means special edition, and I think the S is synthetic, I think is what they told me. I initially thought it meant small because these are mini brushes. So that is a sculpting foundation brush. It's actually really cool looking. It was one reason I was kind of tempted to get it. It's like a triangular shaped foundation brush, really thick, good for buffing. Those are the exact kind of brushes that I love to put my foundation on with. Then there was a 424 angled blush or highlighter brush, a 512 essential shading brush, so eyeshadow, a 513 small multi-purpose sculpting brush, and a 514 bent detail brush. So again, I tend not to pick up these collections like the brush collections, because I have a lot of brushes, and once you get to a point where your collection is pretty full for brushes, when you do look to pick up new ones, they normally are for a very, very specific purpose. But again, if you are just starting out with makeup, I know a bunch of girls that like still use those little like sponge applicators to do their makeup, which is fine, they work great. But if you're looking to build up maybe a brush collection, this is always a great time to do it because you can get a pretty good deal on the brushes. So that set of 5 plus a little bag is $65 Canadian. And the other thing that I didn't get was one of the face trios, and that is just because in the past I have just bought both. They normally put out one that is light and one that is medium deep, but when I looked at the medium deep one, I knew that I was not going to be able to use it at all, so I skipped out on it this year. But I do have the light one, so we at least can talk about swatch and review that. So now I'm going to get into all of the other parts of this collection. This is going to be a really long video, so I'm going to go grab a water. I recommend that you guys do the same, and when I get back, we're going to start getting into this. Alrighty, so now that I am back and I have got something to hydrate me during this video because it's going to be a long video, we are going to get straight into some swatches. I'm not going to be swatching all of the lipsticks on my face because that would be quite a few, but I was planning on doing it with the 5 full-size lipsticks that came out as part of the individuals collection, and also possibly the lip glasses, but we'll see how the video goes, how long it is in the future. If it is something you guys want to see is just a lip swatch video, I can always cut one together in the future with just some music in the background. So first things first, we are going to talk about the mini lipstick kits. This year they put out 2. They put out a pink one and also a red one. So first things first, you get them in these little tinsel covered bags, super, super cute. The theme that they went for with these kits is if it was a pink kit, it went in a pink bag, and if it was either a red or a neutral kit, it went in the silver bag. So these lipsticks are just in the original MAC packaging, just the black bullets. They are quite a bit smaller than a full-size lipstick, which is about this large. And all of the colors that were put out in these mini lipstick kits are limited edition colors. They, as far as I know, have never been put out before. At least I've never heard of them. So if you see one that you like, you might want to jump on it because it is not available in their permanent collection. These lipstick kits retail for $33 each. These are Canadian prices, just so you guys know. So let's get to swatching these. Alright, so these are the 3 colors that you are going to get if you get the mini lipstick pink collection. The color on the top is called Snow Boundaries. It is a luster finish described as a warm light pink. Really, really pretty color, good for, I would say, all times of the year. Something that you could easily just throw on because it is in that luster finish. So it's going to be really, really light, really, really easy to apply, and kind of a no fuss lipstick. The next color, the color in the middle, is called, oh goodness, Beaujolais Slay. I'm so sorry. It is like a French word. I can't pronounce it. It is a matte lipstick that is described as a cool, deep pink. Again, a really, really pretty color. I'm really, really impressed with the variety of pink that you got in this kit. A little disappointed that they didn't put in like a super, super bright, vivid pink, but I believe that there is one somewhere else in this collection. The final color is a frost finish, as described as a frosty purple. So that bottom shade there is Iglooed to You. The names for this collection are so freaking cute. I find MAC so original when they put out these collections. I just think it's adorable. So these are the 3 lipstick colors that come in the mini pink kit. It is a really, really good deal, especially if you're looking for a variety of shades. $33 for 3 lipsticks is pretty good, plus you get the little bag to carry whatever you want around in. Next up, we have got the red lipstick kit. So these are the 3 colors you get. Again, it is really hard to put out 3 variations of a red shade. I think they did a pretty good job. They threw a sort of nude color in there and gave us a couple of different finishes. So this color on the top is called Rocket Woman. It is a luster blood red lipstick. These kind of colors that are in this luster finish, or even if you can find a red in like a frosty kind of a finish, are really, really good for people that are looking for an introduction to red. I know back in the day, I was very, very nervous about wearing a red lipstick. They are very fussy. They can be really, really difficult to wear for long periods of time, and they are often very, very bold. So if you're looking for an intro to red, that might be a good way for you to go. The next color is called Boisterous. It is a vibrant pinky sort of a red, almost has a bit of a strawberry sort of an undertone to it. And the final color at the bottom there is called Burst on the Scene. It is a brownie pinky nude. It definitely has a little bit of a nude undertone to it. I would say almost more of like a burnt orange color than a pink color, but that's just my opinion. So these are the 3 colors that you would get if you picked up the mini lipstick kit in red. I think these actually do have real names. Yeah, so the mini lipstick kits are called Fireworked Like a Charm, and like I said, there is a red kit and there is a pink kit. This is also what the outside packaging looks like, just in case anybody is curious. You can either get it in pink or silver, and it's got this like embossed glitter on it. All right, let's talk about the next mini kits that came out in the collection. Again, the bags look a little bit similar. They're just different shapes. These ones are more, I would say, kind of clutch-like, whereas these ones are kind of a little bit more square. Again, they put out 2 collections. There was a pink collection, and in this case, a neutral collection of lip glosses. So you get 3 mini lip glosses, and much like the lipstick collections, these are also called Fireworked Like a Charm mini lip gloss kits, and also retail for $33. And just really quickly, since I did mention the silver boxes, I thought I would show you guys also what the silver outward packaging looked like. Alrighty, so first things first, we'll start with the neutral mini lip glass bag. These are the 3 colors that you get in this. The top color is called Toasty Inside. Unfortunately, for some reason on the MAC website, they don't have descriptions for these shades, and rather than butcher them, I'll just let you guys decide for yourself. Next color underneath that one is called Ginger Snapped. Again, they have the cutest names. I do find that all of these colors are extremely wearable. They'd be really good, again, for more than just the holiday season. Really pretty all year round. And the last color is called Frozen Mocha. It's got a little bit more of a glittery reflect to it, but still a really pretty color. And even though it does say mocha and it does have a bit of a brown undertone, it's also got the slightest amount of pink in it as well, which makes it a super versatile color. So these are the 3 mini lip glosses that come in the mini neutral kit. Now we're going to get into the mini pink kit. If you decide to pick up the mini pink kit, these are the 3 colors that you get. This color on the top looks completely white in its case. It is called Melt For You, and it is a pearly white with a pink pearl, and you can definitely see that pink reflect as you kind of like catch the light in different ways. It's an absolutely gorgeous shade. Would be really pretty on its own or as a topper. The next color is called Flashy Lady. It is a light milky rose sort of a tone. Really pretty pink shade, nice staple lip gloss color. And the final one is a little bit more fun. It's called Roll in the Chalet. It is a red with multicolored pearl. So I would say that this kit is a little bit more fun, a little bit more flashy, maybe even a little bit more versatile, but again, nothing too crazy that you couldn't wear realistically all year round. So like I said, these are the 3 mini lip glosses that you get in the mini pink collection. I think I prefer this collection to the neutral one, which is kind of crazy because at one point in time, I didn't even like lip glosses. I'm really drawn towards this pink one. I think it would just be an absolutely beautiful throw on when you're out if you're just looking for a little light something. Next up, we are going to talk about the MAC Mini Lipstick Vault. This is something that they have been doing for the past, I think this is the 4th year in a row they've done it. Now, I do have 2 of the vaults from 2 out of the 3 previous years. So the first year they came out was in the MAC Snowball collection. It came in this gorgeous rose gold pink box with almost like color matched tubes. A lot of these colors are permanent colors in their permanent collection. So I did end up with some doubles from having this, so that's something you might want to think about when looking at the new collection. I did not buy it from the Shiny Pretty Things collection, but it came in a similar box to this, except it was like a foiled pink on it. I did end up buying that one for Megan. And then last year it came out in this like mini purple clutch bag, and they all sort of came out in a piece of plastic slidey. Again, with the same idea as the first year, the lipstick cases were kind of color matched, except they had some glitter on the top. Again, I'm pretty sure there's colors in this that are the same as in this, but every once in a while they do throw a couple of limited edition shades in here. So now we're gonna talk about this year's vault. This year they went a totally different direction. In previous years, they have done these sort of flat boxes or clutches. This year they decided to put it in this really, really cool, I don't know, like box kind of a thing. So I would think if you didn't want to store your lipsticks in here, you wanted to take them out and reuse the box, you probably could flip it over and use it like that. Or you could just store it. The outside feels kind of velvety, really, really pretty. It reminds me of like almost like an old school like powder puff case. So pretty. And if you open it up, ready? If I can, I kind of teased this on my Instagram. There we go. So they all sort of stick in this plastic, but again, you could take the plastic bit out and use this for something else if you wanted to. This year, they went back to 12 again. I know in past years they've gone down to 10, but this year is 12. And the cases this year are absolutely gorgeous. They tried to sort of color match them, and then they put this beautiful, beautiful glitter on top of them. I really like the idea of this, especially because it does look like fireworks kind of about to set off, which is the whole theme for this year. This is also what the inside looks like. Again, there's more plastic in it. You could definitely just take all of that out. Now we're going to talk about what colors are in here. Rather than go off of the screen and kind of swatch them and show you really closely, I'm just going to do it with my face here, and we're just going to swatch all the way down one arm. And the reason I'm doing that is because these aren't really limited edition colors. These are colors that already pre-exist in the MAC permanent line. So I don't feel like I need to show them off quite as much for you to really get an idea, because they have been in existence for so long. So in no particular order, I'm just going to start sort of grabbing colors. I'll show you what the tube looks like, and then I will swatch it on my arm. So the first color is Dubonnet. It is an amplified cream lipstick. I actually don't have this one. It is a really, really pretty sort of burgundy sort of red. At least that's how it looks in the tube. So we will just give it a little swatch on the arm here. So that is an absolutely, absolutely gorgeous red. Like I said, I actually have not heard of this color. I don't think that it's a new release, but it very well could be. I will definitely look into that and let you guys know. But I love the amplified cream formulas. They're super, super comfortable. A little risky when you're wearing a red, because I find if I'm wearing a red, I want it to be matte. I don't want it to slip and slide anywhere. But a really, really pretty color. Next up, we have Mocha. This is a satin lipstick. It is kind of a neutral pinky sort of a color, and it comes in a similar-ish tube. Like the tube's pretty close to the real color. Again, I believe that this is part of their regular line, but I could definitely look into it. So there is that color there. Next color I am 100% sure is a permanent shade. This is MAC Rebel. This is one of their most popular shades. It's been around for forever. If you are looking for a color that's a little bit more risky, this is always a good one to go with. It is a bright, bright like violet purple that also pulls a little magenta fuchsia-y. Even somebody like me who doesn't risk purple lipsticks very often, I have worn this and absolutely loved it. This is a satin finish if I didn't mention it prior. Next color, another permanent color. This is Snob. It is a satin lipstick, and it's kind of like a blue-toned light pink shade. It comes in a really, really pretty pink tube. And that's what it looks like right there. Once again, I do believe that this is a permanent color that I actually already either have now or have owned in the past. Next up is another matte classic. This is Ruby Woo. It is a retro matte finish. I actually don't really like the retro matte formula. I find them super, super drying. A couple years ago, they put out Ruby Woo in a matte formula, and it's just the absolutely most like perfect, one of probably the most famous red lipsticks in, I would say, all of makeup, not just MAC, but definitely the MAC family. So that is Ruby Woo. Next up, we have Politely Pink. This is probably my favorite packaging. I just think it's so pretty. It's got this like light, frosty, pinkish coral sort of a color. Really, really nice, nice, subtle, soft color. This one is probably limited edition. I don't think I've heard of this before. It is a Lustre finish. Really, really pretty. Just a really, really soft wash of like a beautiful, beautiful like if you were to describe a light pink, I feel like that is exactly what you would be thinking of in your mind. Next color is an amplified cream. It is in Bricola. This definitely is a permanent member of the MAC family. It's a really, really kind of like off red, soft sort of a color. It is a red, but it's almost got like a bit of like, I can't think of like, it's more subdued. I was like, what's the opposite of vibrant? It's a very, very subdued red, a very, very wearable color and a very comfortable formula. Next is Vegas Volt. This is like a bright orange coral sort of a color. I love this. MAC has a ton of these colors that are all very, very similar, just in different finishes. This particular one is another amplified. I'm really happy with the number of amplifieds that they put in here this year because that is my favorite MAC formula. I love their mattes and I love their satins, but there's something about the amplifieds. They're just so vibrant, so comfortable on the lips, just fantastic. So we've got 4 more colors. Next up is Mare. This is like another just MAC staple color. So this is a matte. It is just like your perfect like mauve, pink, purple, nude, dusty rose, everything color. There's other colors like this such as MAC Twig, but this one has always been one of my favorite. I know whenever somebody asks me for a really good go-to recommended color, I like to recommend ones like this because I think that they're very, very versatile because they're a little deeper. They give you a little more something to just a light pink, but they're a lot more wearable than a lot of the crazy bright colors that you sometimes see out there. Speaking of crazy bright colors, this is a matte lipstick in Breathing Fire. It is a super, super bright, gorgeous, vibrant pink. I love this one. Absolutely stunning. And I am, for a lot of the mattes, I have just been one swiping this. For a couple of the really light colors, I've been doing across. And then for the retro matte, you almost have to because it drags so much. It's such a dry formula. But this is a really, really pretty color. Next up, we have Plumful. This is a Lustre lipstick. I don't know that I would call this really a plummy color. When I think of plums, I think more purples, but I think that could just be me being wrong. It definitely does have a little bit of like a purplish undertone to it, but still more in, I would say, like the pinky mauve family. So that's that one there. And our final color in this collection is Lady Danger. So this is a bright orange pink color. I believe it is in a matte finish. I will just put that right on my elbow. Right there. So these are the 12 colors that you get this year. I think it's a really, really good versatile selection. I'm actually surprised that they didn't put any neutral kind of colors in there. They all seem to be in that more pink or red or mauve kind of a family. You don't see anything here like Velvet Teddy or Honey Love, which they normally do like to slide into those collections. So that's really, really fun. And like I said, I just love the packaging from this year. It will be a pain in the butt to store, but if you have a room that you like to display makeup in, this could be a really, really pretty feature. And since I didn't tell you how much this is, the mini lipstick vault with 12 lipsticks is called the Surefire Hit Mini Lipstick Vault, and it retails for $92 but claims to have a value of $184. Once again, if you are trying to build up your MAC lipstick collection kit and you don't have any, this is always a really good way to go, especially if you are a little bit more risky with colors, you like a good variety of colors. If there's a specific color that you like to wear, if you're a nude girl or a red lipstick girl or you only wear light pinks, I knew somebody at a previous job I had that would only wear one very, very specific shade of pink. This isn't going to be something you're going to want. It's going to be more of a waste to you. But if you are looking for a whole bunch of new colors to try out, these are always a really, really great way to go. They are great value. They're super, super versatile, and they're super cute. I've officially stained my arm. We always get to this point in the video, so hopefully it doesn't interfere with other swatches too much. We're gonna get into the individual collection really, really soon. I just have a couple things to talk about first. First thing is the Face Compact. This year they are called Flashing Ice Extra Dimension Skin Finish Trio. Like I said, I got the shade Light. The medium deep shade comes in the same packaging, except I believe it's pink and not silver. This is what the light looks like this year. So you get like a super vibrant white shade, you get a gold, and a really, really pretty light pink. I will read you the colors. It doesn't tell me the colors. Alrighty, so I ended up going online and finding out what the three colors are. So the gold in the middle is called There She Glows. That white shade on the bottom is called Glitzed Out. And then that light champagne-y pink color is called Out on the Tinseltown. This is a $45 value. Let's swatch it and see what these look like. Also this year, the embossed pattern on them is all to do with kind of like fireworks, as you would expect, because that is the name of the collection. So I'm just swatching all three. I love the extra dimension formulas for pretty much everything MAC does. They do it in blush, eyeshadows, and highlighter. So these are the three shades here. I think it's a really, really versatile kind of a set. I feel like the main highlighter colors are sort of that pinky champagne, gold, and sort of like that more white pink sort of colors, at least in my experience. So let's swatch these. So 1, 2, and 3. So those are the three colors there. Like I said, this is the light collection. So if you do have a deeper skin tone or are more tanned, you might want to go with the medium. They are really, really pretty colors. There's more of like a bronzy one, something that pulls a slightly bit more pink toned, like more than this pink, almost like a pinky orange, and then again a golden, but for me it just didn't make any sense. I just knew I wouldn't wear them. So these are the three really, really pretty shades. Again, nothing that they probably haven't put out before. So this is probably one of the areas of the collection that if you were going to skip out on, you could probably skip out on this, because these aren't particularly like original colors in my opinion. There's nothing super, super special about them, unless you're like me and you're just a sucker for the limited edition packaging. The last sort of set that's not really a set that we will talk about is the palette they put out for this year. Normally they do put out a couple smaller palettes. This year they forwent that and decided just to go with one 12-pan eyeshadow palette. When I first saw this online in the initial teases, I actually didn't really like it. I wasn't planning on getting it, and then I actually saw it in the store and I changed my mind. I thought it was really, really pretty. So it is called the Rocket to Fame eyeshadow palette. It is a $52 value, and this is what it looks like. So you get a really, really pretty, hello there, big mirror in it, and it's almost more of a cool toned sort of a palette, but I think it does give like a really good variety of colors. You've got some more neutral colors, definitely a very glitter heavy palette. There's only really 3 matte shades, and that's this black shade here, this sort of purple burgundy sort of shade, and this neutral shade, the rest of them all being frost shadows, I believe. It does say on the back, I'm just looking really quickly. Yeah, either frost shadows or there's one luster shadow in here, but other than that, there's just those 3. Having said all of that, there are a couple of re-release colors in here. For example, this black is in MAC Carbon. That is their all the time black color. So if you have that, you know, I wouldn't say skip the whole palette unless it's really, really not speaking to you. So let us swatch. I have got all of the color names here since they are written on the back, but it would be really, really difficult to figure out which one is which. So let's just pick a starting point. I'm going to try and go from lightest to darkest and see how that goes. So this first color is a matte shade. It is called Share My Blanket. It's kind of like a sandy, pinkish, matte sort of a shade. Really, really pretty color. Would be a really, really good color for building. Really good pigmentation in my opinion. I think that's really, really nice. The next color is sort of that frosty, champagne-y gold sort of a color. So let's swatch that. So this golden color is in Shook My Snow Globe. Honestly, online it looks a lot more yellow gold. Here it is definitely pulling more of a champagne kind of a color, but a really, really pretty color. It looks really, really nice in tandem with that first color that we swatched. Next up, we're gonna go with this pretty much white shimmery color. This shade is called Snow Globetrotter. Really, really, really nice frosty white. I always like to have shades like this. At one point, Crystal Avalanche was like my favorite go-to inner corner color, and this reminds me a lot of that color. That was a previous MAC color. Next up, we've got sort of that frosty pink shade. This is in Sparks and Wreck. That is super cute. Like I said, MAC's always super, super original and clever with their play on words for naming their limited edition products. I absolutely love that. Really, really pretty here. I'm sorry that these aren't that close. Maybe I should have done the over here kind of swatching, but I'll be honest, I'm lazy and I don't want to get out of my chair. The next color is almost like a gray silver color, but weirdly enough, it's actually called Plum Darling. I guess it does have a little bit of like a purple reflect to it, but really, really pretty. Would be really, really nice for doing sort of a smoky eye if you were doing like a more neutral smoky eye than the typical like black and gray smoky eye. I think that would be a really, really pretty color. This is the weirdest way to hold my hand, but if it works, it works. Next up is that sort of blue toned color. So this is in Disco Snowball. It is a silver with a kind of bluish shift to it. It is really, really pretty. Ooh, once it's on your arm, it's kind of like a blue-brown shift. It's a very, very interesting color. I'm hoping you guys can kind of catch the shift. Actually, now that I'm this close, I'll just show you all of the colors so far. So we are up to halfway through this palette. Next up is MAC Carbon. As I said, this is their typical black color. To be honest, I actually don't love this black that much. It looks pretty good here, but in my experience in other copies of it that I've had before, whether it be in palettes or as the individual shadow, sometimes it comes off more of like a really dark charcoal gray than is a true black color. There are definitely companies that make better blacks than this one. I would say Tati Beauty's black is really, really nice. And also the Violet Voss black that comes in the Flamingo palette are really nice. But this one, again, it would be really pretty in conjunction with this palette. You could definitely use it as a liner or to really, really smoke out your eye if you're looking for that really sultry, like glamorous kind of smoky eye. We're getting into the inner 4 colors now since I haven't really been showing you. So we just have these 4 left to go. Let's start in that really, really bright, vibrant pink kind of a color. I believe this color is called Pyromancer. It is like a vibrant magenta, shimmery sort of a pink tone. But once you swatch it, it kind of like dulls down quite a bit. These sort of colors I would have to play with. I am planning on doing a full face using this collection. I was going to do it today before I filmed this, but then I got lazy and decided not to. So I will probably be using this palette in that video so we can see how it plays on the eyes then. It's always really difficult to tell just with swatches, especially the way I do them, because I only like to get a very little bit on my finger and do kind of a one swipe deal, whereas I know a lot of people load up their fingers and then really go back and forth, which shows the buildability of a shadow, but I like to just see what it is at its base. Next up, into the really pretty like dark purple shade. This is Catch My Snowdrift. Again, a really vibrant grape kind of a purple tone. Really pretty. Like I said, there's only 2 more colors. So the next color is in Frost Smitten. It's more of like a deep, cool tone purple than like a bright purple. That's really pretty as well. I don't know that they needed to put 2 purples that were like so close to each other in here. They could have gotten away with something else. That's just my opinion. And this final color is in Lit My Sparkler. It's kind of like another pink orangish sort of a tone. Definitely more pigmented than this one, definitely has a lot more reflect than this one, but again, my issue here would be that I feel like they didn't need 2 purple shimmery colors and they didn't need 2 of these pinkish red shimmery colors. They maybe could have gotten away with something else, something a little bit more versatile, but it is a really pretty palette. I think it would make a really, really nice look, and I really like all the shimmers in it. So that is that palette. If I didn't say, which I cannot totally remember, this is a $52, which is not bad for a 12 pan eyeshadow in my opinion. The eyeshadow palettes tend to be the place that I find that MAC always falls a little flat during these collections. I've had issues with them in a couple of years in the past. But I cannot make a final judgment call on this one until I have actually played with it and tried it, because I was really surprised by the ones from last year. Normally I declutter all of the eyeshadow palettes that come out in the Christmas collections within a year. I still have the ones from last year and I actually still really, really enjoy using them. Now is what I feel like is everybody's favorite part of this collection. It is certainly my favorite part of the collection. The kits are always really cute, but I love to see what kind of a packaging that they're gonna do for the individual items. I feel like the best way way to show you this is going to be to show you the highlighters first so that you guys can get a really, really good feel of what the vibe they were going for this year is like. So are you guys ready? Sorry about my ring light. This is what they look like this year. So they've got like a chrome baby pink kind of an idea to them. And then some of the packages do have like a firework design on them. I will say that the shadows don't, they're just fully chromed out. The lipsticks do have a little bit of that same kind of a pattern on the bottom. It almost gives it a little bit of grip, which is kind of nice. I like the idea that they did something with a little bit of sparkle and a little bit of chrome. They sort of mixed and matched a bit. This is it this year. I still think my favorite year was the MAC Snowball collection. It was just the most gorgeous packaging I've ever seen. That gold foil was just so, so pretty. But this one's pretty good too, especially when the Shiny Pretty Things collection, I believe, was all like just plain silver packaging, which was kind of boring. And last year, maybe last year was like that. No, I'm wrong. So 2 years ago in the Shiny Pretty Thing collection, it was the plain silver packaging, which was kind of boring. Last year, we did get this really pretty rainbow sparkle top with the black tube. You can tell how often I use these. That was my one issue with this collection, is that all of the individuals were in like this crazy like glittery lipstick, which wasn't my favorite. So I'm really excited that this year they kind of went back to their roots, stuck with some of their regular formulas, and delivered us a whole bunch of really wearable colors. So first things first, let's talk about the two highlighters that came out in this collection this year. So these are Extra Dimension Skinfinish Frosted Firework colors. So there is a warm golden bronze, which was in Flare for the dramatic. So that looks like this. I think that as the girl put it when I asked her if she thought that this was too deep for me, she basically said, I feel like if you were going out for a night out and you were super glammed up, or definitely in the summertime, this could be a really, really pretty highlighter. Maybe right now it might not be so good for me. And then the other color is a frosty white, and it is in a Let It Glow. So these are the two colors they put out this year. Really pretty. As you can see, they are embossed with that same firework design. So let's give these a really quick little swatch and see what we're working with. So these are the two colors here. I found that the white went on a little bit patchy, but we'll see kind of how it translates to a hand swatch. So those are the two colors. This one actually reminds me quite a bit of the one that is in that palette. So again, if that's the color you're going for, I'm just going to put them side by side to compare. So one of them is a little bit more silver, the other one is a little bit more white, but honestly, there is barely any difference between these two. So I would say that maybe if you bought this one and you were looking at that one for that white color, you wouldn't need both. Or if you bought the palette, maybe you don't need to buy the full size one because they are quite similar. But other than that, they are really, really pretty. I definitely think that this one might be a little too dark for me. We'll see how it goes. So each of these are in the regular full-size standard edition, and they retail for $41. Next up, let's talk about something new that MAC did this year that they haven't done in years past. They definitely have released like eyeliners in the past, but this year they decided to give us these 3 double-ended eyeliners. So they are $24 each. And I like the combinations of colors a lot. I think that they're very, very wearable, and they look like they're in their PowerPoint formula, I believe. Yeah, they're PowerPoint eye pencils, which are a little bit more like the Urban Decay formula that I like so much. So this first one is in Zenith and Can You Chill? So Zenith is a gunmetal sort of a gray. Okay, another thing to note, the lids are super secure, which is nice. They're not going to dry out. They do feel a little loose, but they actually take quite a bit of pressure to pull off. So Zenith is a gunmetal gray. Oh yeah, these are super creamy, super glidey, super easy to go on. They do remind me quite a bit of my Urban Decay ones. And the other color is Can You Chill? It is a navy blue with a large particle pearl. So these are the first two colors. Again, like I said, I think they put out some very, very wearable shades. Blues and blacks and grays are always really, really popular in the waterline. And I've also really started liking like plummy, pinkish sort of colors, which are in this one. So this second one is in Short Fuse and Be Cool BB. So the Short Fuse is a purple with a multicolored pearl. It's not quite a purple though. Again, I would say it's more of like a mauve plummy purple. It's not the sort of purple like my Urban Decay purple, which is, I can't even remember which one I have. I've had so many that are like those super bright, vibrant purples. This is a little bit more toned down, a little bit more soft and romantic. And the Be Cool BB is a bright white with a pearl. Weirdly enough, when I was growing up, it was really, really popular to take an eyeliner color like that and use that as your eyeliner, or just as like an all over shadow kind of color. I'm really glad that that trend went away, because I cannot tell you the amount of times that I just wore like white eyeliner on my eye, but it would be a really, really pretty color in your waterline to really open your eyes and make them stand out a lot more. And the final one is in Dark Spark and Bitter in Glitter. So Dark Spark is a black with a pearl. Always good to have more black eyeliner, as I always say. The pearl is also very, very subtle. I think when they say pearl, they don't mean like glitter or sparkle or anything like that. They do just mean that it's not a flat black. And then Bitter in Glitter is brown with a multicolored pearl, apparently. Yep, okay, so there is a little bit of a pearl in that brown, but they came out with some really, really cool colors. And what I really like about this particular thing is that maybe this will inspire MAC, you know, in their spring and summer collections to start releasing some more fun eyeliner colors, because I don't know about you guys, but even when I do a neutral eyeshadow look, I love to put a really, really bright, fun color in my waterline. I think it's just a lot of fun. It adds a lot of interest. So these are really cool and actually really, really good. I'm excited about that. Next up, let's talk about the Extra Dimension shadows that they released. They released 5 this year. These are a $27 value, which I think is the price of the normal ones anyway. I love the Extra Dimension formula. It's so pretty, and they have these little fireworks embossed on them as well. So let's start swatching. So this first one is called Sparktacular. It is a sheer nude. It's kind of like a champagne-y color. Reminds me a bit of Sweet Heat from the regular line. These are super soft. They feel like they're crumbling under your finger, but they certainly are not. They are just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous shadows. I love this formula. Really, really pretty all over the lid. I find that these, because they are so sparkly and so just like amped up, it's really difficult to do a whole look using only these shadows. You probably want to mix a little bit of mattes in with them, but again, that is your choice. Next one is Firework the Room. It is a red shadow. You don't see a lot of red shadows. I'm really excited that they did put these out this year. In some more fun colors, because that's what you want from holiday. You want something original, something fun and unique that you can't always get throughout the rest of the year. Although I think you can get these colors, not these exact ones, but like similar colors the rest of the year. Of course, they put out a metallic silver. This is in Silver Bells. This may be a re-release. The name sounds so familiar to me, but I honestly can't remember. It is literally like dipping your finger into a pure liquid silver. I love these kind of shadows for those sorts of colors, like the golds, the silver, the coppers. I just think that they give the most beautiful, like wet metal, do you know what I mean? Like molten metallic payoff. I think they're so gorgeous. Next up, we have Explosive Chemistry, which is like a really pretty, vibrant, bright pink sort of a shade. It's always sad to use these because you have to ruin the patterns on top, but they do last a really long time. I'm pretty underwhelmed by that color, actually. It more looks like a pink with just some glitter in it. It's not the normal, like va-va-voom that I would expect from an Extra Dimension shadow, so just keep that in mind. And the final one is a white with a multicolored pearl. So first I'm going to show it to you here, and hopefully we can maybe pick up some of the multicolor. Now I'm not really, I can see it sort of like in the light in person. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it on camera. That is one unfortunate thing. And just with COVID restrictions, I know that even at my MAC when I went to pick it up, everything is, you can definitely see it a little bit more there, that it's pulling a little bit more like a lilac, purple, lavenders, those sorts of a thing. Anyway, what I was saying is with COVID restrictions at my MAC, all of the collections are like under glass and plastic so that people can't be touching them and swatching them like we used to. It really does like open your mind to like, you would just walk up and pick up a lipstick and like put it on without really thinking like, has that been sanitized since the last person had it? Really opens your mind to like how easily we do spread germs and like things like that. But that's besides the point. So these are the 5 individual colors. I definitely think I don't know, some of them are really, really fun, but at the end of the day, I don't think that these are that amazing, to be completely honest. The red is a really, really cool color, and I'm really into the silver, and maybe a little bit, okay, so they're pretty good. I do like this champagne-y one, but I will say that I do prefer the color Sweet Heat, which, as a spoiler, will be included in one of the sets launched later. I mean, it is a spoiler kind of, in the sense that it's not on MAC's website yet, but since my MAC actually has them out, I asked them to look at what the colors were because they just looked so familiar to me, and the one is Sweet Heat. I find that they do like to use that color as a re-release in all of their limited edition collections, so if that's a color you want, keep an eye out. It will be launching in phase 2, which here launches on October 29th, so I will be getting a few more items, but to be honest, not that many. I think I only picked up 3 sets from phase 2. If you do want to see what I got, I'm more than happy to show you, but at that point, those are more like permanent items that they release in mini sizes or as like bundles, so that if, like, for me, for example, I picked up a bundle set of Fix Plus and MAC Painterly Paint Pot for $35, so it's just a kind of a deal on products that you may already need and love. Now we're getting into the lip products. This is the exciting part of the video. I did not put anything on my lips so that I could very specifically swatch this for you if you guys wanted to see it. And this is exciting because I have become more open to lip glosses. I did pick up all 5 of the lip glosses that came out in this collection, and mainly because looking at them, while they are all like fun, exciting colors, they're also all very wearable colors. That's one of my favorite things that they did about this year's collection, is sometimes in the past, like last year, for example, with all of those crazy glittery lipsticks where you get like the blue one and this and that, they're not super wearable for the everyday consumer, but I feel like this year is very, very, very wearable, very, very versatile, really, really pretty. Let's start with the lightest colors, shall we? So this first lip gloss is in Spark Joy. It's translucent white with pearl on it. So it does have the sponge applicator rather than the brush applicator, which I personally appreciate. I hate the brush applicators. So this is what it looks like here. Again, kind of similar to that other one we were looking at, except it more has a golden shift to it than that initial pink shift. This would be really, really pretty on its own, or as a topper to a lipstick. So that is what that looks like. It's just very, very almost like white silvery. I probably wouldn't wear this on its own, to be completely honest, but I would definitely consider layering it over top of like a matte lipstick. I think that could be really, really pretty. This is always like my least favorite part of videos, only because I end up like swatching and taking off so much lipstick that my like lips and around my lips turn bright red, which is fine, but you know, that's why I didn't swatch all the mini kits, because it just takes far, far too long. So this next one is called Break the Ice. It is a peachy pink with some pearl. Is that what this one is? Yeah, with some pearl in it. Something I did notice is it looks like the tubes aren't like as full as they normally are. I don't know if that's something that like always happens, or I've just got like a weird air pocket in mine. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, this is the color here. So it is, I don't know why I'm showing you on the wand. I should be showing you in the package. The wand never shows anything off. So it's kind of got like a golden, or like on camera it doesn't, but in person it almost looks more like golden. Definitely has some golden pearls in it. So that is that color right there. So again, it is just a very, very like almost like sheer translucent base with just a lot of like flecks of glitter in it. So really, really pretty if you are looking for something like that. This next one is in Twinsies, and it is a pink nude. It is also the only lip gloss in this collection that doesn't have a crap ton of like glitter or any kind of reflect in it. It is just a standard lip gloss. I think that this one will probably be the most popular shade of this collection this year, just because it is so versatile of a color. Again, a really, really easy color just to slap on your lips without having to worry. That is one of the reasons I've been getting more into lip glosses. I find that they're a little bit more fuss-free than a lipstick is, that you feel like you have to keep sharp and keep applying unless you're looking for that blurred, feathered out look. I do really like lip glosses for that. So that is that color, really, really pretty. Also, I didn't mention it, but the lip glosses are retailing for $23 each. They are full size, so I feel like that's pretty normal. This next color is called Snow in Love. It is a blue pink with pearl in it. I really like this year that they went with this kind of a color. Normally they like to put out a super bright red, but personally I'm not somebody who wears red in a lip gloss. Like if I'm going for a red, even a more subdued red, I would go for something like a Lustre finish. This is what this color looks like. It's kind of, again, like a strawberry sort of a pink. Really, really pretty color. And this last color is in Set Me Off. It is a purple with pearl. This was probably the one color I was the most like hesitant about getting, just because I don't wear a ton of purples. But again, because it's in a gloss, much like the red lipsticks, if I'm gonna start getting into purples, I feel like this is the way to do it. So it does definitely have that kind of purple sheen to it. But again, because it's a gloss, it's not so overwhelming as like a purple lipstick would be. This would actually look really, really pretty if paired over something like MAC Rebel or like a like more mauve in the purple family kind of color. So these are the 5 lip glosses that they put out this year. Again, I think that they're very, very versatile, very, very like soft and pretty. There's definitely some fun colors there, but also colors that are really, really good for everybody. Now we're gonna get into what is my personal favorite part of every MAC holiday collection. I, of course, am talking about the full-size lipstick. So like I showed you guys before, excuse me, this year they came in these really soft pink, like shimmery bullets with the silver barrel underneath, and there's a design on the barrel as well. I hope you guys can see that. Really, really pretty. I love the colors that they always tend to put out. There always seems to be, I honestly can't remember what colors are in my lap right now. There always seems to be a really nice pink, normally a red, something kind of more like almost nude or champagne-y. And then there's always at least 1 or 2 really, really fun colors. So let's start with what I assume is the lightest color. This is called Once Bitten Ice Shy. This was the only color in this collection that I was kind of like hesitant about whether I really needed it or not. Like, was I really going to use it? But I am one of those people that as a collector, I like to collect sets as a whole, and I feel like if I didn't get it, I would be disappointed in myself. So this is what this color looks like. You have guessed it right. It is a sheer white with a pearl in it. So again, this would be, I'm gonna put it here just because I have so much glitter on my hand right now from the like lip glosses and the extra mention shadows and everything. So we're gonna put it down here just to avoid some glitter. This is just a super, super like translucent wash. Again, would be really, really pretty if you were trying to make a matte lipstick a little bit more shimmery or something like that. So that is what that looks like on the lips. It pretty much just looks like a lot of glitter. I honestly, again, used to wear colors like this when I was younger. I'm pretty sure my favorite go-to lipstick was a silver lipstick that smelled like chocolate. I don't know why it did, but this reminds me a lot of that, except not quite so abrasive. It is really, really pretty. It basically just amps up your own lip color. So if you've got more of a pinky lip, it's gonna be pink with glitter. If you've got more of like a bright reddish kind of lip or something like that, that's what it's gonna do. It's cool. I don't know. I probably didn't need it, but we're here now. This next color is called Ice Ice Baby. It is a blue pink with pearl, and it is a frost lipstick. Also, I don't think I mentioned it, but that previous color was a Lustre lipstick. So this is really like a very fun kind of a color. It looks like it would be super bright, but because of the finish that it's in, it almost is very, very soft and sheer, which is both good and bad. I think if you're gonna buy a color like this, you probably want it to be a little bit more vibrant. But if you're looking for that kind of a sheer wash, this might be for you. I'll be honest, Lustre lipsticks and frost lipsticks are my least favorite in the matte collection, but that's just because when I wear a lipstick, I want it to be the color that I see in the tube. So that is what that looks like on the lips. It is basically just a very, very sheer pink that you can only really pick up when your lips catch the light. You can see a little bit of reflection, a little bit of pearl, but other than that, I don't know. So far, I'm not super impressed. Let's hope the other 3 lipsticks really, really stand out. The next color is in Heart Goes Boom. It is a matte lipstick, and it is a fuchsia pink. For me, this is almost more of like a red kind of a pink. It's not quite bright fuchsia like the other one was. I would have described the last color in its tube form as more of a fuchsia, but here's this one. It is a super, super full coverage, real true to color pink. And this is what this one looks like on the lips. Honestly, I kind of think that this has almost more of like a red feel to it than a pink feel. That's just my personal opinion, at least the way that it's kind of pulling on my lips. This could be another really good intermediate color for someone who's trying to make that transition from like a pink to a red. Also, as a disclaimer, I know I put lipstick on like crap in these videos, but you try and put like this much lipstick and lip gloss on, wiping it off in between and getting it on your lip line. So before you make fun of me, I'm very well aware that my lipstick application skills in these videos where I'm swatching a whole bunch of lipsticks is not that good. Second to last color is another Lustre. This is in hashtag Snow Filter, and it is a dark rosy pink. This does not look like a dark rosy pink to me. This looks like a red, like a really, really pretty dark red, but it is a Lustre finish. So again, you're gonna get that more kind of like sheared out look to it, which is okay, but it depends on what you're looking for in a lipstick like this. So that is that color on the lips. To me, this reminds me a lot more of like one of those like popsicle stain sort of lipsticks where it's like you've eaten a red popsicle and now your lips are a little bit stained from it. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting off of it. So once again, not something that I would normally go for because I do like just wearing like a bright, vivid red. And I think that the last color in this collection is a bright, vivid red. So I'm pretty much holding out all hope for that one color. Okay, so the final piece of this collection I'm going to be showing you guys today is an amplified cream. It is an Out With a Bang, and on the website it is described as a deep, rich burgundy. So let's see what it looks like. Yeah, okay, so that is a deep, rich burgundy, kind of has almost like a little bit of like a purple undertone to it, if you know what I mean, but it looks really, really nice. And because it is an amplified, I do expect it to be fairly full coverage. Yeah, absolutely. Kind of almost more of like a berry red. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't put like a true red in here because those are always my favorite from the Christmas collections. Every year past, they've put out the most gorgeous, gorgeous red tones. This one is a little bit disappointing on the arm, but let's see what it looks like on the lips. And again, after another shoddy lipstick application, this is what we're left with. I don't consider this a deep burgundy red. I definitely have reds, even from MAC, that are much, much more of a burgundy sort of wine tone than this. This is almost like a standard red. It's not a bright red. It's kind of more of like that blue undertone sort of a red. It is really pretty. Because it's that amplified finish, it is very, very slippery. Like I said, I do tend to prefer my reds in a matte formula, but whatever. So these are the 5 colors that they put out this year. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed in the, not so much the colors, but the finishes that they decided to put the colors in. And basically what I mean by that is like that bright pink could have been so much fun if it had been in something that just showed up a little bit more. Same with that other red, like it looked really, really pretty in the tube, but once you swatch it, once it goes on the lips, it was kind of a little bit disappointing. To be completely honest, when I picked them all up, I didn't look at the finish, I didn't swatch it. This was one of those years where you weren't able to do that. I just sort of bought them based on what they looked like in the tube, and I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with this, which kind of sucks because I saved it because I thought it would be the best for last, and it really wasn't. If I didn't say the lipsticks retail for $25 a piece. Like I said, I will link everything down below so that you guys can get any parts of the collection that you want. Hopefully this helped you out. I'm sorry that I was all over the place today, honestly. I've been really struggling to film lately. I don't know what's going on with me, but it seems like every time I sit down in front of the camera, like my mind just goes blank, and I just get really, really tired, and then I get really like defeated in a sense. Like if I'm sitting there and I start to film, then I end up just like tapping out and walking away and not filming. I'm really lucky that I had a bunch of videos sort of in the bank for you guys. So I'm sorry that this probably wasn't as good or as cheerful as my normal videos are. But thanks for watching anyway. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. I hope it helped you guys pick out some pieces from the holiday collection for yourselves. Let me know down below what you thought. Was I a little too harsh with some things? Was I right on the money? I don't know. It's all personal opinion. That's all makeup is. If you aren't already and you would like to be, then subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.